Okay, so before we begin, there are a few things that I want to talk about. Primarily, I did an oopsie. I did a fuck up. I did a big mistake. Actually, it's not that big of a mistake. I just forgot to do something, which is to tell you guys that when you dropped the beginnings bizarre field, you did also break one lock on the good doctor.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that in the...
Yeah, I'm saying it here for the sake of the recording and for the viewers.
But
the doctor has one exposed bizarre field point and 2 that are still locked. The other thing I wanted to ask you is that while you were out at Macaroni Island, Millie was able to send up a shuttle. Could you guys tell me exactly what your message was and who you're sending it to?
Kind of thing.
Yeah, didn't we have a
general one?
If we want to verify who got turned into beginning,
everyone who has been to the area,
yeah,
such amount of been to this base in such amount of time.
If there's no database that we already have,
I feel like that's something Dean has.
Yeah, I feel like that would be something Dean has, but I'm just not sure.
I would specifically request that we order winterized radio components.
This is something you would know immediately. Dean would have access to specifically the Eso-Tiller employees, but if you're looking for like UL employees or people from the construction team, that would actually
be
like
separate. Ex-employees.
Okay. So it's possible Dean would have that, but I would have her roll for it.
Okay.
It might be more reliable to get it from the source.
That sounds good. Yeah, I'll put in a request.
Do you want me to send you the list I typed up when I was bored for what
That'd be
military supplies? Okay. So here we go. I'm just going to read it off as I copy it. 10 military rifles with 500 rounds for each. 1 high-caliber sniper rifle with 500 rounds of ammo. Rations for 20 people for 2 months. 500 rounds of shotgun ammo. 1 heavy machine gun with 10,000 rounds and 10 1,000 box magazines. Mounting equipment for it so it can be put on a vehicle. 2 Javelin anti-tank missile launch systems with 2 shots each. Various explosive mines, claymores, and a pack of cigarettes. Whatever I could get out of this list, it's in the list of what I think I need at the top versus what I want at the bottom.
I appreciate cigarettes. That's my favorite.
Do I have to roll to see what I get from it or something?
There are a few rolls I'm going to need you guys to make.
Okay.
First and foremost, I'm going to need Seiko to make a roll with the rocket that was created last time in order to shoot it up out of the atmosphere.
Big money, no whammy.
And I'm going to need you to roll 1d4 minus 3.
Don't fuck.
-1.
Okay. Overall, things went really well. Without further ado, welcome everybody back to Learn Mortality Night 4. Last time on Learn Mortality, Grandma's ashes! What happened today?
They're off to Disneyland.
Oh, so we are going to open as the sun is setting on the horizon. Everyone has landed and is carrying Ancelor into the base.
Alright, let's get everyone in.
Larry, ahead of you, you would see the door has opened. Bliss, Camellia, and Millie are outside, standing eagerly awaiting your arrival.
We're gonna shout up ahead. You might want to get Dean ready.
Copy that.
It looks like most of them had rushed out here. Millie in particular is just wrapped up in a coat, isn't actually having it over her sleeves.
What condition's he in?
Rough.
He's alive, at the very least.
Alright.
We have a rudimentary medbay set up in the laboratory. Come, quickly.
Get him inside.
Yes, let's get him inside.
Everyone in.
Bliss is going to follow very closely, making sure he's alright.
Are you doing okay, Millie?
Shaken, but good.
Come here. Seiko will put an armor on Millie and kind of lead her inside.
She kind of smiles and wobbles with you and then just perks up. I got the rocket up.
Yeah, how did launch go?
Perfect. Just according to plan.
How was EM interference?
As far as I can tell, none. It seems like it worked, but I didn't get a good look at where it landed.
Head shielding held. If the drop chute deployed on time, it should be intact, wherever it is.
Yeah. You'll see Dean is picking up some papers really quickly and is rushing out of her office over to help.
Time to assume Murphy's going to isolation.
Yes, he is. He'd awkwardly step to the side, just wave his hand and just be like, go to speak and then keep his mouth shut.
Was it a clean transmit?
Like I said, I don't know. I haven't been able to get it back. We can only hope.
Well, his next step is to try to get the tower operational so we can receive messages. Try to keep AM and FM open as much as we can.
Camellia is going to step here and open up this laboratory.
There we go.
And you guys are going to see on the ground that there is a mattress laid out.
Seiko gives Millie a hug. I'm gonna go join the others, okay?
Okay.
Hey, you get back to the lab and try to get that gun working, alright?
The gun?
We're gonna need it.
I suppose She's gonna turn back around. I'm gonna make sure Corporal's okay.
Alright. Hey, Millie.
Huh?
You've been really helpful. I doubt we've done as well as we have without you. Hang in there, alright? You're doing great.
Can you roll me bravery?
Bravery? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. You're gonna notice Millie just smiles very gently at you as she turns to walk out. She overcame a flaw.
Yay, Millie.
Power of positive reinforcement, everybody.
Alright. Let me see what's going on in here.
So, you guys have any info on what his condition is?
He spent better half of a day in a in a violently spinning centrifuge.
Yeah, that's pretty close to what we know.
Aside from that, we don't know, and we don't really have any indications of if there are any other injuries.
He was inside one of those things that we saw at King's Pass back then.
Right. I know it's a little bit rushed, but Dean, you think you can take a look at him?
Well, I'll do my best. This might take a little bit of time, but do my best to see what's wrong with him.
We should be diligent about keeping an eye out for other convoys like that. Something tells me he's not the only prisoner.
Remind me again, what was the metric that Murphy provided us, that there was roughly 20 to 30 people working on the shuttle loop project?
Yes.
That is an accurate number, yes.
I see. Seiko is right. I feel like we should have some protocol that if more of these containment cells are to be seen out on our ventures, we should likely be stopping whatever we are doing to go and try to intercept them.
As far as I'm concerned, this is taking it a step bit just way too far. These frostbitten, I mean, not you, Elisa. Capturing people? What the fuck are they doing?
After what we've seen on Macaroni Islands, we can't imagine it's anything good.
I'm gonna have Dean make a roll. Is anyone going to try and assist her in any way?
Yeah, I can help.
I have first aid now with trauma as a trait.
Badass.
Yo, trauma aid, let's go!
Let's get the siblings over here, see what I can do.
Who needs anesthetic?
And that would add an additional +2. Nice. Let's go, Dean.
All right. She leans down and she gets what looks like a medical bag, and you can see sort of inside Lucy and Elisar and Seiko just a little bit by peeking over. It's filled to the brim with pill bottles. Tons of them. She plays around in it until she gets out basically what looks like a doctor's stethoscope. And she starts checking vitals on Ancelor. And before she gets far at all, she stops. She holds up the earplugs, checks them, puts them back in, checks her own heart, places it back on Ancelor, looks up at everybody, and goes, "He doesn't have a heartbeat."
What? What?
But he seems alive, right?
He feels alive to me.
Alistar's gonna place a flipper on his neck. No, there's no pulse, but he still breathes.
Could be some kind of stasis?
Some sort of side effect of spin exposure?
I've only ever seen something like this once before. Felt like a fluke at the time. Later learned that the kid I was trying to help out, he had been running from a fight, you know how kids are. Well, turns out people had been bullying him over his special needs, he put it. After I was able to get him to wake back up, wonder if that would do the trick. I really hope it's not true, y'all. But I think he's a vampire.
Has he got the teeth?
She is going to basically pull up her sleeve, the pulsing vein on her wrist, and just sort of like wave it in front of Ancelor's nose, and you'll see a as the fangs pop out.
I see.
Well, I am certainly glad we didn't have our chief of security try any Haman healing on the poor man. I think, didn't someone mention the possibility that he might have been a vampire? That was a good call, whoever said that.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. What?
Yes, Bliss. Ancelor's never mentioned, or I believe as a brother would tell you.
He would tell me.
Is something out here making people vampires? That doesn't make sense.
Once we are able to receive, with all hope, if we are able to receive the records of the past employees who worked on the HOMEBREW project from UL, we'll be able to verify that information. However, Lucy, for the time being, I tend to agree. I tend to see things from your point of view, that there is something out here, that this transformation into vampirism was a recent development.
That being said, y'all, from what I've been able to tell and what the vague amount of vampire biology I've been able to study, if he's given a night to rest, fed some blood, one of us would have to donate, but he should wake back up, right as rain. The cold didn't do any damage to him. Now, from what I can tell, there's no lambent spin in innards, but I feel like that would be more your profession, Lucifer.
Yes.
Might want to get a little bit of a check on him before I, give the go-ahead. I'm not perfect. I can make mistakes, y'all. So, you know. I think he's gonna be alright.
Alright, this is...
It makes sense. Vampirism is the only way they'd be surviving the Antarctic conditions if they wanted to keep them alive as prisoners. And furthermore, a bit more of a grisly topic, if they wanted to keep them alive in whatever state they had prepared for him on Macaroni Island.
That's weird, preserving somebody.
Fuck these guys. Fuck these guys.
Right, I have studied vampires before. Best I could do is an additional check to make sure that the body is that point. God, this is so weird. The first thing that pops into my mind is some sort of predecessor, maybe an origin to vampirism, because that's something we still don't know yet. But that's way out of the way. Right now we have to focus on Mr. King.
Lucifer,
Yes.
I think you do raise a valid point. Is it possible for you to get me a sample from Mr. Lancelot here? Wouldn't mind running
That's-
some tests on hair, blood, skin, that sort of thing, and comparing it to Mr. Murphy.
That shouldn't be a problem, and I doubt Mr. King has anything against that.
From what I know of him, he shouldn't. And if he does, he can bitch me out about it later. That being said, I think you raise a valid point. The amount of microorganisms that are able to survive the harsh environment of the Antarctic, buried deep within the ice, it's something that I've studied my whole life. It's very common for beings that live out here to be accommodated to the harsh environment. Vampirism
Yes.
could be one of those things. Whatever causes it.
So, as far as getting him resuscitated goes, you have to forgive me for I'm not entirely the most well versed on the nature of vampirism and all. Does he specifically need human blood, or would animal blood of some kind suffice? We've been fighting frostbitten, and they seem to be full of this stuff.
I'm pretty sure any blood would suffice.
Okay.
I think he would prefer human blood, but
We really want to risk using anything that's not human blood. We don't want to risk any chance of.
Oh, for crying out loud, if y'all are so worried about it, I can just offer it up.
That would be
Preferable.
preferable. Also, maybe
Taking
something
any
with
fucking risks.
akin blood types may have a better. I don't know. How do I put this? My professor called it saturation with the vampire. It's complicated. But, you wanted me to check for residual spin, you said, Dean?
yeah, just to make
That's
sure.
something I can do. Lucy makes his way around over the body, as Num is gonna hold on to the shoulders. Ancor's gonna get way too close. Num is going to have the body stop.
Mhm.
Use his spin ball to try and absorb by tapping the ball against, similar to how the arms were to transfer spin.
Can you make me a spin roll?
Yeah, of course.
Mr. Spin Doctor. You hover the spin ball sort of over him, and as Num stops him, Encore can see very clearly that part of him is still moving.
He's still
Around his
going.
sort of stomach area.
Alright, that's where I wanted to aim.
And as you gently touch the spin ball down, you're able to draw out spin. Counterclockwise spin from his stomach.
Alright, well, that's hopefully all of it.
With that, his body sort of just like heaves against the motion and then goes still again. The gentle breathing continues.
That residual spin inside the body, vampirism, frostbite. There's way too many things going on here.
I just had a thought. Murphy was drawn out. What if the good doctor is some kind of precursor to modern day vampires and they're like drawn to him or something?
Like the Nosferatu of the Antarctic.
Well, no, it was the lucky one, I believe, that we devised was the one that brought him out. Right? We don't know if the good doctor
Well, we
was
don't
had
actually
any
know
hand in that.
for sure.
Oh, true.
Our entire account is from Murphy himself, and he was mind controlled, so you have to take that with a grain of salt, no? We already saw that some of the things he was saying were just flat out false.
True.
He could have been delusional. Who knows at what point it started?
That reminds me. Liz, if you're going to be the one donating blood to Ancelor, we should go track down Larry first to see if he can give you a Harmon cleansing. Just in case there's any lucky one in your system from Murphy staying here. We wouldn't want to spread the infection to yet another vampire.
Yes. I'm going to have to grab Murphy one of these days. I may have an idea, but
Well, if it's an idea on curing the poor man, let's make it, let's try to do that tonight. Forecast says that it shouldn't be too severe of an attack from the frostbitten. So, all goes well. We should have the opportunity for it.
Right.
Moments before everyone had walked away into the base, the door just kind of gently opens and cocooned Millie steps back out, cautiously approaching you.
Larry's just looking out over the snow and ice, trying to see, look for movement.
Corporal?
Shouldn't you be helping your uncle?
I think there's more than enough people in there. I think he'll be okay. I just wanted to say thank you for helping.
What I'm here for.
Well, yeah, but you didn't have to help him. But you did. So thanks anyway.
Yeah, sure, kid. I'll get inside. Just because today's supposed to be light, just because tonight's supposed to be a light night doesn't mean it's not going to be dangerous. So you get inside.
Okay.
Besides, it's probably warmer in there than it is, definitely warmer in there than it is out here. Don't want you catching a cold, kid.
That is factual.
And as you're talking, the sun sets.
Go on. I'll gotta let you guys know if I need something. I can be nice to kids. You don't have to say they're... Shake my head at Act 2 and walk away. Let's Act 2 watch that angle.
X2 just kind of like rests its machine gun rifle knife on the box.
Machine gun rifle knife.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, Larry, in your head, you would just hear.
Yeah, I didn't go to you.
Yeah, shut up.
And looking around at the sky, there doesn't appear to be any initial forces. Normally around this time you'd expect some frostbitten to be coming in, but you don't really see anything. Actually no, wait, you do see something. A humanoid form coming back down along the path. For a moment you tense, but that tension very quickly drifts away as you see who it is.
Val,
Yeah!
what were you doing? Taking up Murphy's spot while he was out helping us?
That's exactly what I was doing. Fat lot of nothing today. And imagine it's going to be a very interesting job. How was the island?
We found Bliss's brother.
Ancelor?
Yep.
The hell is he doing here?
I had to... Not much of a gambling man, but I'm gambling, I don't think anyone's really left.
I would have to hard disagree on that. I was part of the construction team. They most definitely did leave.
Well, Ancelor's still here.
It's just
Found
another
him in
mystery.
one of those large constructs that the frostbitten were sending through King's Pass.
Hmm.
We also found a, how do I put this? The radio broadcast that we detected from, Macaroni Island. Yeah, that was a, probably used to be human attached to the radio antenna. Still sentient.
What the hell? Like some sort of human power conduit.
Yeah, something like that.
That's
I
fucked.
have no idea what they were doing. Yeah, it's fucked. If I had to guess, since they were taking Ancelor there, it either was part of Ancelor and they were grafting in more on to make sure it kept working, or they were replacing it with Ancelor. We're going to, anyway. We got him out.
Well, good job foiling their plans either way, Sonny. That being said, I do have some updates for you as well, and the whole team, for that matter.
Yeah, what'd you see?
Jack shit, and I think that's the first good news I've had in like a week. No wolves, no birds, nothing.
Honestly, I'm more worried about what's coming from the north. Just because we got him out of his prison doesn't mean we killed his prison. It might be slow, but I'd still rather not risk it coming back. God,
Well.
I hope that signal went up.
I'm gonna get inside and warm up. I've been out here for far, far too long.
Alright, I'll help to keep watch for now.
And at this point, the night session has officially begun. You're all at a friendly location. You may heal, restore plots points, resolve, all of that.
I assume that we can just set up the transfusion between Bliss and Ancelor. Do you need help with that, Dean, or...?
I can handle it all on my own.
Okay.
After all, y'all gotta be, on the lookout and stuff like that. But let me hold y'all.
True.
Yeah, for the record, I'm not leaving here till he wakes up, so...
Very understandable.
Unless the base is attacked by a giant whale or some shit, I'll be on radio.
Don't give me hope, Tali. In which case, Elisar, do you want to go check out that sample with me?
I was just going to be leaving it here until we were able to get Chloe records from UL.
Well, at least we could
But
grab...
getting a head start on perhaps trying to get some data from this tissue sample. We could get started on that at least.
Sounds good. I know you can't really interact with Num, Dean, but Num, if you don't mind staying around to help out.
Of course. I would be more than happy to.
Encore, go have fun. Yeah.
She looks at Lucy, and then at Encore.
Both of you make sure to keep your heads on straight while I'm not there.
No promises.
You'd better promise me, Lucy. It's very important.
Alright, fine.
Don't worry, I'll keep the cap screwed on tight.
Thank you, Doctor.
Encore's gonna go read Morse code with Larry. Not Larry, with Murphy. Yes, Encore's just gonna be the little gremlin in the side corner. Like,
Encore, you would actually catch Vala on the way if she's turning up there. She'd be like, "Oh, how do you do, Encore?"
Oh, hey, I'm doing pretty good. We got Ancelor.
I heard.
He's looking a bit pale.
I just got back from watch. Didn't spot anything.
Oh.
I'm going to go see if I can't find the pilot. Tell him that his
Murphy.
telescope is working perfectly fine. Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually about to go meet up with, well, not meet up. I'm gonna go study some more and maybe traumatize him a little bit.
Well, two's a crowd, three's a party. Let's get going, shall we?
I love the way you think. Let's go.
String Bean, where the hell you at? You just hear a grumble from this door as Murphy gets over. You can tell he's just like squinting with his one good eye, and he's just like,
Here I thought I had some peace.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun.
I want to tell you all about how your little experiment is going. Also, I've got a friend here. I know you can't see him, but he's going to be a wonderful help too.
Encore takes out a piece of paper from his mouth and waves it.
Haunted paper again. Cool.
Oh, I love nicknames.
Dr. Tiller's going to say, well, good luck, Bliss, Dean. Notify me if anything changes on this condition, yes?
Will do, Doc. Will do.
Yeah, Lucifer.
Yes.
Oh, you run off. Yeah. He's gonna pass you the baggie with the tissue sample. I'm going to go swing by and tell the corporal that his presence is required to make sure that Bliss is clean for transfusion. You head off to the labs. I'll catch up with you in a moment.
All right. I'll see you soon.
Hands in pocket, Tiller's gonna
See you
follow
soon.
you.
Don't blow anything up before I'm able to get there.
No promises.
I go look for Goose.
Okay.
Barry! Oh, close the door. There you are. How's it looking?
Quiet, but it doesn't hurt to keep an eye open.
Val came by. Did you get a chance to talk to her before she went in?
Yeah, she said it looks like it's gonna be quiet tonight. Like the predictive thing that Melly put together, but still doesn't hurt to keep cautious.
Alistar's gonna glance over to Act 2.
He's still muttering in German.
I would suppose you would have a spare moment to, come with me inside. I'll explain it to you along the way.
Yeah, sure.
We need your expertise with Haman.
What? You make sure he wasn't a vampire?
That's exactly what I came to you about. Turns out Ancelor's a vampire, and we need your Haman for something.
To kill him? What?
You know, while I'm all down for killing vampires, this seems like a real quick about turn for you.
Oh, hang on a second. Don't jump to conclusions on me, Corporal. We need your Haman to do a quick cleansing on Bliss to make sure there isn't any sort of... He hasn't contracted any infection from the Lucky One. Last thing that we would want is to spread the Lucky One's illness to another vampire through transfusion. What Bliss is going to be doing is donating some blood to expedite Ancelor's waking up process.
Okay.
If we are able to get him back on his feet, hopefully by sunrise, then we can ask questions to him and perhaps get to the bottom of how he has contracted vampirism. As far as we know, he was not a vampire. Well, until we discovered him in their captivity. I see you're just about finished setting everything up.
Yep.
Yeah, we should probably do Haman cleansings on this side of the room, shall we?
I was just about to say.
Alright.
Alright. Catch you later. I need to go find Lucifer at the labs.
Alright, aren't you running those tests?
Just the first part of the tests. The second part of the test will be when we get employee records from the, hopefully get employee records from the transmission we sent out. Anyway, toodles.
There you go.
You know, as much as I play it off, talking with a penguin is fucking weird.
Yeah, it is. Not really sure still about that whole thing. Oh, that's a spark.
That's my Haman healing roll.
He seems, for the most part, purified. You didn't feel any Lucky One particles. He seems good.
Yeah, you should be good.
Alright, I don't gotta worry about touching him for like a little bit or something. How long does it stick around?
Oh, herbs like that doesn't stick around very long, but it should keep anything from, that was in you should be gone, so it should take a while to reinfect you.
That's good.
At least it should take you being close to Murphy to reinfect you anyway.
Alright, let's do this.
He sits down. Dean holding a needle, looking very apologetic.
Have fun, you three.
Goodbye, Larry.
Yeah, as you come down the hall, you would see Mother standing basically at attention in the hallway.
Hey, Mother.
It looks at you with all the cuddliness of a rock.
Seiko comes over and kind of gives ear scritches.
It does not resist.
And
You'll find Goose head down, just kind of like, she seems like she was leaning on her elbows, looking out the window at something, and she's just fallen asleep in her chair.
I would like to sneak up behind her
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly tickle her ribs.
Oh, bronze.
Oh no.
Robons, you're getting elbowed in the face.
Oh, wiki wiki!
At lightning speed, you are socked in the face by a pillow, knocked back by its softness, and then Goose is there, wide eyes open, just pointing at you like, I said that there was no more free sample!
Hey sis.
Oh. Why do you always insist on doing that, yo?
Because it makes me laugh, and your reactions are the greatest.
So I've been told. What's the phrase? Haven't you learned to let sleeping geese lie?
It's not a phrase.
Driving you
No,
nuts. Driving you nuts is just too damn fun.
Okay. Come over here. What's up?
Well, as you see, I'm back. We found something.
Yeah? Something
So,
bad?
Sega just kind of pops up, kind of pulls her knees to her chest, looks thoughtful for a moment. So, remember that radio signal from back on the island we were talking about?
Goose just kind of holding the pillow to her chest with her arms wrapped around it and looking at you intently. And she just goes, yeah? Of course.
Well, we got there, and there was a radio there, alright, but it was like this mound of flesh kind of thing wrapped around it. With like an eye.
Shit.
And I talked to it with Morse code.
Really?
It used to be human.
Oh.
It wanted us to kill it. Kill them. And I guess they were related to Eso.
And what did you do?
We did finish it off, but that was misery. But these fucking, they took a human and turned them into that.
While you're talking, Goose is just gonna hug you.
Echo just kind of leans her head against her sister's chest. But that's not all. They've been taking prisoners too. You know Ancelor, right?
Vaguely.
Well, he's currently unconscious in another room right now. There's this big contraption that had him locked up inside of it. We engaged to try to save him, but I almost died again. It launched like this ball thing at me, and like it hit hard, and I was hurt pretty bad again.
Seiko, you think you should be going out there?
No, but they need the tech support out there. They're getting equipment up and running and everything needs to be done.
Okay, they need the tech support, sure. That's what they need, that's great. But she
Helping
taps
them-
her fingers on your chest. But what do you need?
I don't know. I want to help as much as I can and do what I can to make sure you get out of this okay and everyone else gets out of this okay, but every time I go out, I nearly die every time. I'm kind of scared that I won't make it back.
If you... God damn it, sis, I shouldn't have to say this, but if you save me and not yourself in the process, then that's not saving me. Right.
Well, there's no going back now. The plane's fucked.
Yeah, well, so what? We've been in worse situations, right? Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Next time, I'm going with you. You don't get a say.
No, you stay.
Nope.
You did.
Nope. Finger on the lips. I'm going with you.
But what if you get hurt?
Then we'll share the pain like we always do.
I'm not gonna talk you out of this, am I?
Nope. I've made up my mind, and you know how that goes. She proudly puts her, hands on her hips. And maybe with me along, you won't be so scared for your life.
I love you. And she'll pull Goose in for a hug.
He hugs back. I can tell.
Just don't go dying on me. I don't want to lose you too.
She is gonna just grip your hand and just be like, Seiko.
And if I get captured, don't let them turn me as one of those things.
I will not let them get a single icy, gross-ass hand on you. Mark my fucking words. You're not going to be turned into anything. You're not going to be killed. You're going to leave here with me on that fucking plane if it's the last thing I do. Okay?
Okay, good. Cause I've already been bruised, battered, and disemboweled. Oh yeah, that happened. And I show her the scar on my abdomen.
Jeez. Yeah, I've made up my mind even more now.
Hey, maybe we'll get matching scars.
Don't say that so happily.
Jesus Christ, Amy!
You're gonna hear clunk, clunk, clunk of metal. The stand known as Mother comes back down. And it's going to hold out a pin in its hand. He's just gonna reach out and grab it. It's like a smiley face, but it has angry eyebrows, and she just slaps it on her lapel, and you see her face change and shift to sort of match it, and she just grins at you and just goes, no matter what it is next, you got your one goose token, and if you try and do something else without me after that, I will find you.
If you can find me.
I'm pretty good at hunting.
You are pretty good at hunting.
Hide and seek master, she winks. Undefeated crown champion.
All the casters kind of gather around and
she takes the sleeve off of the pillow and just puts it on her head. Crowned regionally in the regional championships. Don't you remember, Seiko? You are not safe for me.
Oh yes, you are a champion to be persistent.
Champion's gotta be a winner. You gotta have that winning mentality. If you don't have that winner's mindset, you ain't going nowhere.
If an attitude like that, you and me out there, frostbitten don't stand a chance.
Yeah, fuck them. What are they? Just made of ice? Dummies. Dumb, brainless morons.
She just kind of cuddles close to Goose. And all the cats.
I'll take one of my heat lamps at him. How about that? Just fucking melt him on the spot like an ant on the sidewalk.
Hell yeah! Fucking.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that to Millie. I'm making a heat ray. Fuck them.
That might actually be a really good idea.
Fuck them. Actually. Heat ray. Heat ray?
Heat ray.
Heat ray. She kind of smiles happily to herself and just cuddles up in the amount of rolling golds.
Thank you, Goose. You always know how to cheer me up.
Mm-hmm. It's because you know how to cheer yourself down. I just gotta flip it around.
Maybe I should learn how to cheer myself sideways.
What would that be?
I don't know. Shaco tries to twist her face into a sideways smile.
She looks over at Mother. Mother holds out a pin with the this face on it. that was a cute scene.
That had me in the feels.
I love these
Hit me
two.
right in the
Really
feels.
good.
Sister time.
That affected me.
I've cheered myself into the 5th dimension. I don't know how to get back.
Horizontally cheered.
Hey.
Yes.
There you are.
Having
Hang
trouble
on one
walking,
second.
Doctor.
I'm sorry, come again? I didn't quite hear you.
Never mind. It was a dumb joke.
Oh, I should probably do some more rocking back to the supply cabinet. Dr. Tiller, do you wish to accompany me? We are going to need to pick up the proper solutions to get the DNA extraction process going.
Sure, I can show you where things are stored.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I'll start preparing the sample. Hello, Tricky. Hello, Eric.
Hello. She kind of jumps a little bit. You see, she was working on something on the table. Oh, do I need to clear out?
I don't think we'll be invasive with each other if you're not using any of the centrifuges or any of the test tubes over here.
I'm doing my homework from last week.
Oh, it should be fine.
She's just as cheery and bright as ever. It's very uncanny.
You see Lucy, personal protection equipment on, started separating the pieces of the beginning into separate things for separate tests.
Elistar's gonna go through some of the desk drawers looking for proper lab equipment. Kind of squints his eyes at them for a second, and then pops them in the microwave to sterilize them.
Lucy looks at you, and it's like, well, technically.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is what that was.
So, what tests are you guys running on this?
So, plot point, because we talked about it, but I never actually said I was doing it. I've taken a few samples from Ancelor.
Okay.
It's just tissue sample, but we should be able to get started on creating a DNA profile from that.
And one of the things I'm doing is that, fun fact, the hair root is one of the main ones that you do for DNA for trying to figure out paternity.
Oh.
So, I'm gonna try and grab a piece of that for Ancelor to see if we can make any matches with the beginning to confirm heritage.
Okay. I would like both of you to make me brains rolls plus any allotted traits.
Can I do a +2 if I'm taking my sweet ass time?
Yes, you can. So, Lucy, you swirl around the thing. You start to form a strand of DNA from Ancelor's hair sample. It's looking good. It's looking great. And Elisar, your process isn't working.
Confounded. I have to try another one of the methods. Leave it to a technique devised around the turn of the 21st century to not work and not hold up to today's standards.
I know, right?
Lucy, you'll notice that Elisar's doing the exact same thing you're doing. And it's not yielding any results.
Maybe you had a faulty sample or something.
Yes, I'd say it is standard procedure to, if the test doesn't initially work, to try it a few more times just to confirm. And he's gonna do that with his patience and with the time he's been provided.
Every time you try, nothing sticks.
Also, it's just gonna kind of like, after the third attempt of yielding no results. Well, thus far, my tests have yielded the results. There's no presence of DNA. Now it is time to begin testing for the inverse. We need to see if there is any way that we can completely and utterly verify that there is no DNA present in this sample. However, I'm going to have to quickly devise a way that we could test for, instead of the presence of DNA, test for the lack of.
Because if it yielded nothing, then... I mean, I hope it's not built of some other foundation.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hang on. Let me get one of those microscopes. I need to take a look at the cellular makeup of these tissue samples. Pull up the microscope. And, I'm going to place it under the microscope, and it's going to inspect the cellular structure to see if it has a nucleus or not.
Okay.
Now, this is the first test I should have done before we wasted any of our resources.
It's alright,
My apologies.
I've just sparsed them out. There's plenty. There's enough for a few more before things get a little muddled.
So first, I want you to give me a brains roll.
Okay.
So you zoom in on the sample in order to find the cellular structure of this flesh. This is what you see.
Cool.
Oh shit.
I've inspected muscle tissue underneath a microscope before.
That is
not muscle tissue.
Not in the slightest.
That is... I don't think I've ever seen anything that looks like this.
Hold on, have I? It's definitely animal. I'm trying to...
You're thinking blood cells?
Those aren't blood cells. Those are very strange white blood cells.
Okay. Like leukemia?
Like, why
That's an
are
interesting
there...
thought.
No, actually, no. Those probably aren't white blood cells.
No.
White blood cells have multiple
Those
lobes
are...
in their nucleus. Those are not
Wait a
white
minute.
blood cells.
Oh, no, never mind.
Because I think this is something Elisar would notice. Perfect. There's actually two types of cells present.
The ones with the nucleuses and the ones without.
The yellow circles are one cell. The white part around the outside is also a cell.
Oh, that's a cell as well?
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That's why I said it's too busy to be a urine sample, is all the stuff around it.
Ah, I thought that was just like a... Okay, I see. I don't think they're...
The skin cells are a bit abnormal shaped.
Well, there's one thing for sure. We can figure out what exactly the nature of the sample is after I go a step further. As Elisar is inspecting the cellular structure of the samples, he's going to try to use his ability on a microscopic level to unfold the cell and unfold the cell's nucleus and try to identify if there's any genetic tissue in there.
Okay, you're gonna. That's awesome. So yeah, please give me a precision roll. Yippee! Okay, so what you're first gonna come up with is that with that roll, there is DNA present here. But you realize quickly the reason why you weren't getting it. Looking inside of this, I'm gonna give you a little more insight. It seems to be contained to each cell individually. So something separates this from what you'd get from a normal, like, skin or muscle cell. Meaning your method didn't break through the cells and break them down enough to get the DNA out.
Okay.
But you do find a DNA strand. And then Camellia is just going to say, would you like me to give a shot at identifying it?
3 sets of eyes are better than 2.
Unfortunately, I'm not quite at the level of biology where I can just identify a DNA sequence by looking at it. So you think you can do better than me by all means.
I do not mean to pose myself in any sort of prideful way, but I am a microbiologist.
Yes, I have, yeah. I also was going to slide with the microscope.
Okay.
I have used my ability on this cell right in the center.
She looks in, and she kind of just, like, furrows her brow looking at it a little bit closer. And then she looks back at Elisar. This came from the flesh of the beginning?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
You're sure?
Well, whatever the beginning was.
I collected it myself.
That is not humans.
I'm positive. Not human, you said?
It's not animal.
Not animal.
These are plant cells. What specific plant, I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like I've seen this before.
That comes as a, as you are sure, that comes as a major relief.
I feel like it raises more questions than it answers. She's going to take a closer look.
But we know from a biological standpoint that this is of no relation to Millie.
Yes, unless Millie is a plant. She stands up, she comes over here, reaches under, grabs another slide, pulls it over, slots it into the second slot in the microscope, takes a look, goes back and forth. It's close.
You mentioned they were plant cells, but cells that you couldn't quite place your finger on. Could they be fungal cells, perhaps?
That is a good question. I at least know partially what it is. I believe it's some sort of algae.
Algae?
Yes.
In the Antarctic?
Yes. The orange ones, at the very least. Are algae.
Elisar is just kind of like humorously look at Lucy like, Vampires in the Antarctic?
That's strange because I thought there was something with... Is it phytoplankton?
Phytoplankton is what I initially thought it might have been. It is not, unfortunately. The structure looks more akin to what you would see from... It's this outside part that I can't fully wrap my head around. I feel like I've seen it before. It's incorporated into it. It's almost like there's some sort of codependency, symbiosis. The first thing that comes to mind is like a jellyfish.
Oh, right.
They're known to live in symbiosis with other types of small microscopic organisms such as algae.
Such examples would include the Portuguese man-o'-war.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure what to do with this revelation.
If it's algae...
I want to run one more test on the outer cells. I feel like I can figure out what these are.
I feel like there's something interesting if there's just some form of algae. Algae can persist in very bad environments by basically going dormant, at least some strains. But there's... It's weird to say, but there's like, if the beginning is what we think it is, and it's some sort of like symbiosis with the host, it would be technically more like a parasite. It would be...
Parasite, I believe, is the correct term. If this is what I think it is, she holds up one more slide. And it's very strange to say that it could be, considering the coloring, but... Well, no, actually, I believe I have seen samples of this color before. She starts to place it under the microscope.
Now, in your time doing ice core research here, have you found any ancient preserved life such as this? As I know that algae at some points has been found deep within glaciers from ancient times.
Yes, algae is a very resistant cell. However, this outer structure is what's confounding me. It is a far more fragile type form. Something that should give way. And I believe I've just found it. Here, take a look for yourself.
You'll do so?
Give me a crit on her roll, so
Oh
if you're
my
okay with
God.
me giving this to you.
Yeah.
Yo, science.
I believe it is a form of coral.
Coral?
Yes, coral.
Coral is the last thing that my mind comes to in terms of its resilience. This is what's been giving us the trouble when it comes to the DNA extraction process, this cellular structure.
It was getting in the way, indeed.
I see.
However, coral itself is very fragile, as you just pointed out. An ecosystem in turmoil. Most of the coral reefs have died out. Only few samples left alive are in laboratories around the world. There's not very much. The Great Reef struggles to live on. Biologically speaking, they are genetically disposed for death. Definitely not the Arctic.
We have to go about some way of removing this outer structure so that we get enough cells to yield a proper DNA test. It has to be one where we're able to get rid of that outer layer, but not one that's so destructive that we completely ruin the tissue that we're actually trying to extract the DNA from.
Well, we do have a couple samples separated. I'm not too keen on losing a sample, but if it gives an answer... Dr. Tiller, is there some... How do I put this? Perhaps an acid or compound. We usually use those to extract bits and pieces of specific things, like how we extracted DNA from Ancelor. Is there anything like that you would know that would be harmful to coral? But
There
not to
is.
human?
See, here's the thing. This lab is not kitted out to research this type of stuff. That being said, I think it's very possible that you could find some sort of dilutant up at,
The marine labs?
Liz's labs, yes. Well, it was not a common area of study. He did study coral for a
Yes,
little
we'll have
period
to-
of time.
We'll definitely have to get Bliss on this, seeing that it's
Yes,
possibly
unfortunately,
aquatic
I
in
would say
origin.
that this is much more his territory than mine. And I'm the microbiologist.
Still, what you've been able to help us surmise has been valuable, to say the very least.
You should try and get a sample of. Looks over at House of Dreams. There's a way to get a sample without completely eviscerating it as it likes to do of the frostbitten and possibly compare and see if we can find the same cells. Because as we've seen is that the frostbitten and the beginning don't, on pure visual, they don't look alike. They look almost as if they're completely different things. If there's some sort of connection. I'm still on the track of there being something controlling the frostbitten, this icy layer, but something on the inside may yield something for us. I think it's time we take a look at these two over here.
I was just gonna point up at the crystal sample taken from the frostbitten. Have you been successful in getting a slide of this sample of the frostbitten ice prepared yet?
Cornelia plots point. Sure.
Nice.
Yes, we were able to recover this from one of the wild things. It should be the outer layer of ice. I've not run any tests on it yet. I was waiting for your return with Ancelor.
I'm going to... Elza's going to pick up one of the slides, bring it over the microscope, place it on her, and basically he's going to look over it to see if he sees any similar cellular structures.
Okay.
Specifically looking for any of the smaller, round algae cells.
Yeah, this doesn't look like anything you've seen before.
Bro, what the hell was that? That's like some weird, nervous tissue or some shit. What is that? Yeah, one thing's for certain. This absolutely does not line up with any of the cellular structure that we saw in the beginning. That's for sure.
It's also one of those things where you change zoom levels and even just gently bumping it, you lose it. You can't see it anymore. It comes into focus on a very specific zoom level.
Specific zoom level. Okay. He's going to do the same thing, using his stand ability.
Looking for DNA?
Looking for DNA.
You unfold it and you unfold it twice. Now, LSR, this is something you've never seen before. Nothing changes.
Did I say that there's an attachment to the computers here where we can just grab pictures and visuals as we go through?
Yes, definitely.
Alistair is just gonna lift his head up from the little eye port, glare, look back, do the same look back up to Lucy and be like, the only conclusion I could draw is that it's resisting my abilities somehow. It's either it's fighting back against the distortions that I'm trying to put in place to unfold it, or what I am looking at is just simply all there is to see.
I hope it's the latter, given obvious reasons.
Normally, the reason that I am able to unfold space in the way that I do is because I'm just simply opening up a viewport into the true nature of our universe, of being able to see a surface or an object for all that it is. But when I try to do it with this sample here, and I yield no visual changes, I can only assume that what I am seeing is truly the full extent of what it is. Strange.
That does make sense, though.
I've never witnessed something like this that has only a presence in the 3 dimensions in which we reside. Normally, things do have surfaces and dimensions that go beyond what we are able to normally observe, but this does not.
I wonder if that means this is the base structure for it. As in, how water connects to water. And that's all there is. All there is in ice, all there is in the ocean, sans the pollutants like salt.
Lucifer, this insinuates something far greater about the nature of the composition of this tissue. This suggests that it was created by our three-dimensional means. Thus, it only possesses 3 dimensions in which we are able to perceive and regularly interact with. This is artificial tissue.
Yes. That would make some sense, looking over at the bird in the Antarctic.
Once we get more answers about the beginning, I wanted to posit a theory I had about the creation of artificial life.
Yes.
Now, running off of assumptions, which I do not like to do, but running off of assumptions, say the beginning is an example of an artificial life form.
Yes.
Or something akin to an artificial life form. Maybe not created purely out of nothing, but using perhaps a DNA sample from a previous worker contracted underneath UL, they were able to use this algae that we're seeing here, replace the DNA of the one with the DNA taken from the worker, taken from the employee, and sort of grow their own twisted energy source for this array.
Kind of like stem cells.
Sort of. Actually, yes, exactly like stem cells, in fact. But using algae stem cells, presumably, instead of animal stem cells.
I like this theory a lot. Well, like is a bad term, but I think it holds water.
Regularly, such a being would not possess sapience. That is the factor that concerns me the most.
Artificial beings created by something trying to mimic the UL workers? Is that what you're suggesting, LSR?
Yes, perhaps. The thing is that the messages that we were being sent and we were receiving have nothing to do with genetics. They have nothing to do with the genetic code. You are not genetically predetermined to send out a distress signal. That is something that you choose to do with the consciousness and the free will that you are given, with the human mind. That is the factor that concerns me. Unless whoever it was who created this life form, again, running wild with the assumption that this is indeed an artificial life form, how could have you used genetics to give it that function to send out the signal?
I do not believe that you could under normal circumstance.
Or circumstances that we understand with our current base of knowledge.
I hearken back to a suggestion Lucifer made earlier of nature versus nurture. I do believe it's something such as a distress call reaction would have to be something that is learned.
Oh. I kind of said to chill down my spine real quick. It had to learn.
No sense in spooking ourselves over speculative discussion. Why do you say we go meet up with the others, check in on Ancelor? Take a break from all this busy work. Oh, no, wait. Lucifer, you wanted to take a sample from House of Dreams, correct?
Yes, I can...
Let's do that before we leave.
Alright.
Now, normally, when you separate a part from one of the frostbitten, it dissipates into liquid, into nothing, essentially. We'll basically have our sample running through our fingers by the time we're able to bring it to a microscope. But if we were able to restrain House of Dreams somehow, I could unfold a very small part onto a slide without disconnecting it from the main bird. And if we were able to bring that microscope over here, pick up, he's just going to, he's going to run over here. He's like, Tricky, can you stand up, please?
She'll do so.
He's going to pull the chair.
Curiously.
He'll pull the chair over and place the microscope on top of it.
Shrugs her shoulders, just keeps working while standing now.
I believe I might have a method in mind that would allow us to study the innermost tissues of House of Dreams here without actually causing any harm to the poor creature.
I see.
House of Dreams looks at you as a slug would look at God.
There's nothing going on behind those eyes.
Would you like some assistance? I can go grab Num.
Yes. I think that would be perfect for the job.
Good evening, Elisa. Is there something you'd wish for me to do?
Yes, we're going to be needing Okalu here to hold still for a good couple of minutes.
Boogaloo?
That is the designation we've given it. Separated from the flock.
Rather adorable of a name. Very well.
Whap.
So once it opens, Num just virtual insanities to the bird.
Thanks, Jared, for that visual. Hold bird like hamburger.
Like hamburger.
Alright, yeah, Elistar is going to go through the locks and everything on the containment pod. And it's going to open up the front hatch. And, okay, this is going to be weird. This is sort of like... Remember back in episode 1? With the fight with $5 steak? When he did the thing with the tarp to essentially unfold it to its full sort of scale. So you had very wide coverage of this very impossible... He did it with the tarp. Yeah. So it was like this wide kind of fractal looking thing almost of this almost impossibly thin material. I was able to basically essentially spread it out. He's going to do the same with House of Dreams essentially, where you'll see kind of like a strand extend from House of Dreams almost. Coming from the center, it sort of like twists and unwinds and opens up a little bit, and you see some of the tissue from the very center of the entity come out. Sort of almost like you're watching a time lapse of like a plant growing. As this little tendril comes out, kind of like fractaling off from itself, creating like all sorts of like patterns in the air as it eventually reaches the slide. And also just gonna boop, just cap the slide it under the microscope.
Excellent. And just to be clear, you're doing this on the ice?
Not the ice.
Not the ice.
The red.
Red. Okay. Yeah, this is what you'd see.
Awesome, that confirms it. Elisar's kind of gonna look back. Camilla.
Yes?
Confirmation that this is the exact sort of same thing that we were looking at from the beginning.
She takes a look. Undoubtedly.
Jennifer, would you like to take a look before I put it back?
Sure. Lucifer goes in there and then, using high-tech microscope, takes pictures.
Awesome. You would be able to do that.
Hop on the scanner from Millie and just take another thing if Millie finds anything else to add to the database about it.
Oh,
no, you're just going to send it to Millie. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Drakey, take a look at this.
Oh.
This is what the frostbitten looked like underneath a microscope.
Oh my god, wait, you got it under a microscope? I was so zoned out I didn't even see this. Oh.
I love Tricky.
So wait, like, what's this thing made out of? That doesn't look right.
Alistar's just gonna look over to Dr. Tiller before turning back to Tricky and just be like, algae.
Algae?
We presume. Yes, algae.
What?
It's a plant.
Well, like, I know what algae is, but... That's a bird.
Respectfully, Tricky. It's not a bird, it's a frostbitten.
Okay, but like... How does it move, then?
My current theory is, given the different beings that we've seen the frostbitten based off of, if we are going with the stem cell theorem, there may have been, like, initial, we'll call them donors for the structure, and that may be where things like the Arctic fox, which is on the opposite side of the world, may have been a base for the wild things.
In short, Tricky, we have no idea how it moves. And that, upon itself, is spectacular. That in this day and age, we can come across a life form such as this, that we can't even fathom the machinations of. Alistair's just going to snap his wing somehow. And the tendril's going to retract back into Ukalu. He's going to go over. He's going to shut the little containment bay window. Pick up the empty slide in the microscope. Here's your chair back.
Oh, thank you.
What a wonderful opportunity this is indeed.
I think this is the most progress we've made. Period.
Disappointingly, we cannot bring any news about the nature of the beginning to Millie or to Bliss quite yet. We still need more steps before we're able to verify the exact nature.
I would really like to be able to shut down anything that is currently worrying the two of them. I do not know if you two were privy to it on the way in, but Bliss has been almost beside himself with anger.
I picked up on a spot of that while we were making sure that Ancelor was all right. Perhaps we could just tell him that the tissue sample, structure-wise, matched that of the frostbitten. Perhaps that will help put his mind at ease.
I'm just merely worried that his emotions might get the better of him. I'm not entirely sure if that trait has been passed down to Millie, but the girl hides her feelings a lot. So I think it would be best to make sure that the two of them are aware that, whatever wild accusations might not be true.
I feel like for what we should share what we've been able to find.
Shall we go announce our findings?
Yes, I think we shall. Do you have those pictures from the... Actually, let me grab those real quick. I'm going to transfer them over onto...
From the 2D printer?
Are you going to just print them out?
Yeah.
I'll
put them on a brain roll. Put them over to the printer.
What?
The pictures of the ice are blank.
But
But they showed up on the screen, yes?
Seemed like they did.
Plots point. Did we also take pictures of the beginning? Can I plus point that real quick that we did?
That did happen. You don't even need to plus point it.
I did that.
Okay. Same thing's happening for those?
Those are visible.
Those are visible.
Yep.
But the sample wasn't.
Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute.
Okay, so what you've been talking about is the ice.
The images from the slide of the ice right there. That ice, not visible.
And how about House of Dreams?
House of Dreams, the flesh of House of Dreams is visible.
Oh.
Same with the flesh of the beginning.
I see.
This thing must still be on the fritz. Well, the pictures didn't quite come out perfect, but yeah, that's what I get from trying to print 2D images from a 3D printer.
That does
The
big
3D
more
printer
questions.
prints the piece of paper with the image, like full prints a piece of paper.
It 3D prints a 2D image. That's also might. Given what we were saying earlier with the incident with Murphy, I've kind of come to a conclusion that these things are separate entities than from stands, but if they have a similar makeup on that end, preventing it from being photographed.
That would explain the anomalous properties that I was seeing when I was trying to use my ability on the ice sample.
At least
That brings back
similar
the theory that it was resisting you, which I really do not like.
That might actually be more plausible.
Well, what you were talking about with it being potentially related to the nature of stands is that, well, stands in themselves have a connection to the fifth. Or the fold, as I should say. I believe fold would be a more accurate term to describe it.
What? Please explain. I still have... Elisar, I'm gonna be blunt here. I still have no idea what you do.
Oh, did you have
I missed out on your previous explanation, I'll be honest. As Lucy looks at you, remembering squat.
Yes, Elisar, as it happens, the sounds of the helicopter were very loud. I don't believe Lucifer could hear you. She's going to enunciate very clearly.
Lucy is
I
gonna
should be preparing a more concise explanation of exactly what it is. I'll get around to that later. Is this what you wanted to ask me about, by the way? I recall you having some sort of concern that you wanted to approach me with.
Let's just say a lot of things have happened, and honestly, as curious as I am, that is not something of a priority right now.
I understand you, but if you're worried about something for my sake, still, don't hold your tongue about anything.
Noted.
Subtracting a point from my character sheet.
God damn it.
Every time. You'll see Bliss sitting. The needle is no longer present. It does seem like Ancelor's still out, but his breathing's a lot more steady.
I'm assuming our chief of security was able to take care of everything for you.
Yep, we're all good in here. What's going on, science team? You look like you... I don't fucking know. What's up?
Elisar is really giddy right now.
It almost seems like this
inappropriately
giddiness makes Bliss more uncomfortable with you present.
Inappropriately giddy.
Inappropriate giddiness.
Elisar's just like looking back at everyone, just kind of like giddiness not faltering before looking back at Bliss. Well, we have a good lot to talk about. Yeah, why don't you come join us at the table over here? I can lay out these pictures and I can tell you exactly what you're looking at.
I'm gonna stay here. You got pictures, why don't you just bring them over?
Yes, I could do so. Here we are. Alright. We were attempting to begin a DNA extraction process, so that once we were able to gain access to the employee database, we'd be able to verify and we'd be able to compare the genetic profile of the person to the frostbitten that we found out on Macaroni Island.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from your time out at your research laboratory out up north, I'm going to give you a little bit of a pop quiz.
So what's this about?
We have received resistance from the tissue sample. Alistar's going to point at the white cells in the background of the algae sample. Do these cells back here, not the ones in the foreground, but the uncolored ones back here, do they look familiar to you?
Coral?
Bingo.
That's the flesh sample. It's coral?
Partially coral. As for the other cells that you're seeing here, algae. From what we were able to compare, at least visually. Algae cells. In fact, they match up almost exactly with this photo, which was taken from the tissue from House of Dreams.
So House of Dreams and the beginning are the same substance.
In theory,
Whatever
yes.
On a biological level, yes. On a genetic level, we still have yet to find out, as the coral cells have been resisting our attempts on breaking down the algae cells. They've been protecting them somehow.
Oh, you'd need a specific solution in order to break down algae. I can whip one up for
Exactly
you.
what we were coming to you for.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Well, what we were coming to you for, aside from also updating you on our findings.
The algae is actually not that surprising now that I think about it. A lot
How
of coral are symbiotic with algae. They live in symbiosis. So this algae is here naturally because the coral uses it to support its inner structures. To feed, get nutrients, all that shit. If I could remember the exact name.
So, the nature of the symbiosis, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the algae uses the coral for protection, while the coral draws nutrients from the algae.
Basically, yeah.
Very interesting indeed. It reminds me of what we've been seeing from what's been going on from the ice formations on the frostbitten on more of a macroscopic scale.
It's almost like how lichen and trees have a symbiosis.
So perhaps what we are seeing here is that this may suggest that a single individual frostbitten is actually two separate organisms, like the Portuguese man of war.
In this case, it's Ancelor, but if it was under the... Like, say if these were animal cells, it would be Ancelor, because that also exists. There's symbiotic algae and animal cells. It can happen, like zooplankton, that sort of thing. But,
I see.
well, in this case, like you're saying, it's a symbiosis of coral and algae.
Just kind of on a larger scale.
Yeah. I think the word I'm looking for is this particular combination of cells is not strange. It's... the behavior's strange.
A ability's stranger.
This is a very rigid body. It shouldn't be able to function like flesh.
Shouldn't be able to hurl lightning at us either.
No, not even remotely.
Perhaps it's more to it. I won't bog down your mind with more theory crafting and assumptions. Just know that we are still steadily working on verifying exactly the genetic structure of the beginning.
Alright.
Alright, yes. Once we have all the proper resources that we need, we'll get back to you on it. Thanks, Bliss, for helping out with this and helping out Ancelor as well.
Yeah, don't mention it.
Very well. Well then, what next, everyone? We can go and actually scout out the shuttle loop. If you remember when we went there, we saw that other entrance down in the flats.
Hey, we could probably like grab some rope and some like specimen boxes or something to strap them onto the buggy for additional storage on the buggy. We take it with us.
I was figuring we were doing that.
Give it a dry run.
Are we doing the big buggy at the tunnels? Is that the idea?
Give me a big boogie.
Assuming we can get in scrap as much as we can that can be used for making the satellite dish and bring it back.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. We head over there really quick.
That's my suggestion if we want to do it for a night session.
I want to do this for a night session. We can literally just go right over to the entrance that's at the...
It's literally right there.
Yeah, literally right here.
So, let me set the scene. After wrapping things up with Camellia and Bliss and making sure that Ancelor wasn't in a critical situation, his state seems to be recovering enough. After dropping the news about the strange plant-like structure that seems to be permeating the frostbitten, you decided it's best to gather supplies to construct the northern comms tower. The option is suggested to go to the nearby tunnels and see how much leftover mechanical parts you can find, and supporting structure beams and that shit. So, on a scrapping mission we go. So, are you guys thinking of filling up this whole thing with pieces of rebar and wires from in the tunnels? You're going to give Bliss an aneurysm.
Whatever we need that's still functional to build a satellite dish.
Shuttle loop project has been discontinued. It'll be put to better purposes if we're able to salvage it, bring it back with us to base.
Establish communications.
I personally believe that... Val, by chance, do you know exactly where the blockage in the tunnel is? Is it here or is it further down?
It's down near the Ice Core Labs.
Noted. I was gonna say maybe getting something out of the way, but... I'd like to keep the shuttle as pristine as possible. That just sounds convenient
Yes,
for us.
I think it would help us a lot.
In case we're gonna go, like, further down or something.
Well, we should get out here.
I should probably distribute cats.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yo, Encore.
Yeah.
Buddy adventure?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Bounce,
Yes.
bounce, bounce.
Yes.
He must have two smalls.
Yes. 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 He stacks them on top of his horns.
They ride you like a triumphant bison.
I have Benoy.
Everyone stay partnered up. Everyone stay within earshot.
Yes, I don't suppose this is exactly too terribly dangerous of a mission. In and out, grab some stuff, and,
Yes,
Make sure no one gets jumped by anything that's any frostbitten that have decided to den up down there.
We should do a survey and assessment of this building. We don't want to start immediately tearing everything down and then accidentally remove something that was vital to the building's structural integrity.
Yes, and I think we should keep some level of the electronics in place, just in the off chance that we do get it up and working again. The goal is to make Eso-Tiller functional, after all.
Oh, sorry, I was
We're
gonna...
just mostly here for any communication equipment that's here that we can use.
He's gonna pull out a clipboard. He's just gonna start looking around the room, just writing down everything that he sees. Are there 2 ways down? Ladder and a staircase?
Yes. It seems that the ladder is much more of a service hatch, and the staircase was added later.
Okay.
Encore.
Encore?
Yes.
Encore, stay with someone.
I am.
Someone else who can communicate.
I am. He gestures, he nods his head with the Benoit going upwards.
The Benoit salutes.
Buddy system.
Crater.
Lucy, plots point for a meme. Encore pulls out a book from his mouth that he got from the place with Val and Murphy. It is a English to Morse code to German dictionary.
Oh my word.
Kleiner fleißiger Hase sollte sterben.
Ich bin Encore.
Ich bin Geist.
That's about all I've studied so far.
Ich habe richtig. Kleiner fleißiger Hase sollte sterben.
I like the way you think.
It's holding a knife up to the rabbit.
Oh, no, Unknown's already armed.
So weak.
You know, normally in German you would use the phrase Ich heiße to give your name, but I guess for Stans it's different.
Oh, I must have missed a dot.
I guess it is more of a I am sort of situation.
Oh,
rather than an I'm named sort of situation.
Sorry, it's dash, not dot. Got it. I've actually found a couple things down there last time. It's where I found that really cool button I used.
Ah.
Val, random question. How broken is the generator here? Or is it just out of juice?
I would suffice that it's just out of juice.
I'm going to need to roll a do he listen for soldier, aren't I?
It does seem like it's ready to stab the bunny.
Oh, fuck.
Under the helmet of Act 2 just swivels over to look at you. It's staring.
I'm resolving that. I need to
save the Benoit. Save the Benoit.
You notice it moves the hand like maybe a millimeter forward and then stops it, clutches the knife, flips it around in its fingers and seals it. Puts it back on its hip.
Come on. If you want to give something a jolt that bad, you can see if we can jolt this generator back awake.
It's immediately running over.
Jump start him with soldier.
All right. The generator hums to life.
Well, at least it means the lights will probably be
Yes,
on.
I'll be.
Corporal, what do you know about electricity?
A little bit. It flows.
It flows, it's...
Electrons. I don't know what you want from me.
It's dangerous, is what I'm saying. And if this building's not been properly maintained, we're going to want to be a little bit more cautious. And perhaps even turn the power off if you're going to be going into the belly of this thing.
So Goose's lip just kind of droops, and she's just like, "Is this what you guys do on a daily basis? Go around just touching everything till someone dies?"
Oh, that's exactly what I do.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not looking to catch any more electrical shocks. No, not pardon me.
Here, you taking it up
Is that Act 2 there?
Yeah, no, he's going to go up to Act 2 and be like, could you stop doing that, please?
What?
Just gonna look back at Larry.
Larry just shrugs and basically gives the mental humor him.
He's not like Act 1, is he?
What is this do?
Can you please stop running the generator?
9.
Oh, I know that one. That was did it. He said no.
Well,
I got a translator.
Yes, I caught that encore, but thank you very much.
Gorilla thumbs up.
We may be going into a part of this building where there's exposed wiring and potential conductive surfaces that we might not be aware of and might accidentally walk onto, causing quite a nasty electrical shock to go through us.
Richtig, kein Problem. 9.
Hey, can I see
All
that
right.
really quick?
Halten Sie bitte?
Its eye flicks between the two of you.
Haltet deinen Mund.
Oh. He just told us to shut up.
Oh, can you just disconnect the generator?
That's going to cause a lot of issues if we do that. It needs some place where all that electricity to go, otherwise it'll just blow up.
Scratches the back of her head.
Zeit das verdammte Ding das dumm.
I could just break it.
Oh my god, Seiko. Language.
It's gonna pull a knife on you.
Ooh, cat fight.
Oh, no.
Cat fight.
I apologize to anyone watching who does not know German.
To all the German viewers, you're welcome.
I'm literally using Google Translate right now. I'm literally using Google Translate right now.
Why does Psycho know German?
She pulled up an encyclopedia, right?
Encore through the English to Morse code to German.
Yeah.
Translator.
Yeah, of course. That classic book.
English to Morse. Dumbest plot points, yet the most
Stig's gonna look
necessary.
back at Goose. Goose is probably gonna shoot her against her look. Stig's just gonna put her hands up and just step away. Okay.
She's got the fucking Rick Steves translation guide.
Truly, fucking Rick Steves.
It's effective.
And you hear it just start, like, fucking muttering again to itself.
Warum weinst du, Soldat?
Yep, still don't know German. Anyway.
Okay, so
He'll stop when he gets bored.
just don't step on a wire, yeah?
Yeah, so don't start scrapping things either, if it's connected to the grid. That'll be
Doesn't that
dangerous.
ruin our entire point for being here?
We could still go down and make an assessment of what exactly we want to scrap on our way out.
Figure out what we all got here. Make sure that we're not getting ambushed by
And besides-
frostbitten, that sort of thing.
I'm gonna pick up some boxes at the very least. Not everything can be electrical. Man.
Having the lights on when we go down there is also a good idea to do the
And
first
hey,
sweep of the area.
Look on the bright side. Maybe there's a space heater down there.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
I hate to be a wet blanket, but that's just wishful thinking, Corporal.
I was actually thinking of somehow the heat generated from $5 steak could generate heat throughout the Eso-Tiller.
Like I was saying earlier, $5 powered circuit board. It's possible and very morally questionable.
I like the way you think. He jumps down.
Larry,
Yeah.
you don't exactly have full control over Soldier, do you?
Him? No.
Good to know. Just so you know, if I die by Soldier, I don't blame you.
Oh, I would.
Oh my god.
As everyone else said, a rolling girl walks by Soldier, fucking hisses an angry cat, and heads down.
Does not look like the lights are on down here.
Nope. Encore marching in.
There we are.
Alright, let me give you the tour. Alright, here's where I found those papers. This is the roller coaster. And all the way down there by the spooky lights is where I got that scrap.
Yeah, I haven't been down here with the lights off before.
Oh yeah, the wind is really weird sounding down here, but don't worry about it.
Weird
The
sounding
wind?
how?
Yeah, the wind.
The fuck do you mean the wind?
It's a closed tunnel,
It's like a force that blows through the air. It usually has a cooling property. You've probably seen it on the way outside.
So, okay, we're just gonna ignore that? Okay. Alright.
I want to know what the wind sounded like. I don't hear anything now.
Oh, like this. He
Are there
taps
lights on down here because the generator's on, or no?
A few. Most of them are not.
Encore, with his claws, imitates the sound that he heard before. Yeah, see the wind?
Just like...
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, like
ice.
that. Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Encore, I don't think that wind... Well, there would be a wind tunnel if there was wind down here.
It is a tunnel, so we're halfway there.
Who left these things laying around? I swear, the organization of this place confounds me sometimes. She picks up the papers that were left behind.
Weren't you a part of the organization of this place?
Yes, I
Don't hop
was.
Down the stairs.
Part of it being the operative word.
What am I looking at here, Tali?
It seems to be a light that has broken down, one of those construction lamps that's used to illuminate something in the dark.
There are more tunnels below.
Holy shit,
This
this
is
map's
the main
huge.
tunnel.
Here's one of the carriages.
There are two tunnels. I wonder if I can find it. Oh, here we go. This should give you a better idea of the whole picture. She takes up a piece of paper from the filing cabinet here. Here, come, gather around. Gather around.
Gonna peer over the balcony here.
You've got to be an engineer to find these sorts of things. Filing cabinet built into the side of this, just in case anyone needed to know this sort of thing. It was a genius move, in my opinion.
You're the one who did it, aren't you?
Yes? Look, I said that the organization of this place confounds me. I did not say that I wasn't a part of it. And she shows everyone just a little construction blueprint.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, this is useful.
Ah. The Flats Hub, like Una Hub, and the Ice Core Laboratories.
Indeed.
Oh, do I see United on there?
Yes, it was the United Laboratories services that afforded to us the construction team that helped construct this tunnel. Very amiable folks. That's how I first met Eso, actually. It was through them.
Ah. So I presume you know Echelon as well.
Oh, yes.
As well as Ancelor King.
Yes, I know him. Right old mad scientist himself. That man.
And, okay, Flats Hub. That is probably the entrance that we came across on our way out to go find Murphy.
Yes, so as you can see here, there is one main tunnel, and there's a secondary side tunnel for transporting what the company considered a special transport procedure, the ice cores. This hub was originally created in order to transport ice cores from the laboratories down at ice, all the way up to Eso-Tiller without having to go through the flats.
He's going to point at the track, the vertical track between Flats Hub and Eso-Tiller. Is this some sort of lift right here?
Think of it more like a corkscrew. You know that cliff to the south?
Ah, yes, I was wondering how you'd handle that with an underground shuttle.
Yes.
All right.
Val, what are these? They look like... Oh, those are ladders, aren't they? Okay, those are ladders.
Are you talking about the hash marks? Yes.
Yes.
Those are places where you can move to the surface, if you will. Now, this place was planned to be expanded upon, however, production halted quite quickly. There are a few unfinished rooms down here.
In that case, any electronics in them should be...
We should, yes, look for electronics, and we should also look for records to bring back and examine at Eso-Tiller properly. I would hazard to guess that the appearance of Ancelor King is has arisen questions for you as well.
Yes.
The reappearance of an ex-employee who once also worked on this shuttle project.
You know, these old documents are funny. They have me down as a systems engineer, but that's actually really not what I did on this project.
Yeah.
Most of the time I spent blowing holes in the wall.
Demolitions, then. What led you to make the decision to stick around when everybody else departed?
Suppose I liked the place. Not really much to it. I'm not one to make big old grandiose decisions. I needed an engineer and I fit the bill. Eso gave me the job. I was like, cool.
Alright. Were you present for everyone's departure from the project? Heading back to mainland?
I suppose I was.
Yeah. I guess we could talk about that more once we, during our survey of this place.
Just got up in front of the shuttle. Thing ain't gonna be moving anywhere, Angor. I know you're excited for all of this.
Yeah. Fine.
No more rooms below, or...
Below?
This looks like a staircase.
Yeah, it's going up to the catwalks.
Yes.
Uh...
You should probably get up to the catwalks. I wouldn't want to accidentally trip across any live wires down here.
The cats went up to the catwalks. What are the odds? Anyway.
God damn it.
What do you make of this place, Lizzie?
There's some... Hey, actually, you know what? That's the thing. Hey, Val. This was a tunnel to bring from Eso-Tiller further down into the ice slabs.
Indeed.
So, was there ever a plan for an expansion?
Multiple. Like I said, construction halted quite abruptly.
Huh. I wonder if that has anything... I wonder if that base theorem we had before would possibly be connected to this place somehow.
Let's ask. Val, if they were planning on expanding it, where would they be connecting it to?
Well, there were plans in motion for some other... I suppose you could say offshoots of the shuttle. Allowing us to further research in the flats, or in the mountains, or what have you.
I see.
The thought also crossed to make an underground storage facility of sorts. All we got was the room dug out.
Look over our supplies here.
I will also mention, as you talk down here, your voice kind of does echo around this place. A lot of metal. Very echoey.
Val, just make sure you point out anything that looks... Val, Psycho, point out anything that looks, useful.
Yeah, this is where I got that cool button.
Well... She points immediately to this on your right. That could be used to repair the generator.
Is that up on the catwalk or down here?
It's up on the catwalk.
Okay. I'll let the science team who's up on the catwalk deal with that then.
That is an old fuel cell. Honestly, a lot of things around here look useful. If you want to construct a tower, I believe you can take any of these lights. They're not being used anymore.
I was about to say...
Capacitors, resistors, all that shit's useful to me. I'm going to, can I scrap these, Tali? These dead lights?
Yeah, give me a scrap roll. One scrap.
Yeah.
One scrap.
These lights are freaking roached! What the hell?
Encore, like Scrooge McDuck into a fountain of coins, is going to jump into this scrap bin and try and find something.
Okay.
Yeah!
Okay!
By 6!
Yeah, I need someone with me if I'm going to be going down this foreboding hallway.
What, you're not afraid of the dark, are you, Doctor?
Not in the slightest. I just wanted to respect the buddy system that we had going. Also, my time as a field researcher has taught me, as you shouldn't fear anything, you should only be wary of it.
Elisar, as you speak, you just hear a rattling through the pipes to your right.
He his flashlight up at them. Does he see them moving?
Not really.
Looks over at Soldier.
Looks over at Elisar. Soldat, kannst du sie begleiten? Okay.
He's gonna come over here to Larry. He's gonna tug on Larry's shoulder, point back,
Die Frau ist kaputt.
and then he would unsummon.
I need to get my book back from her. I was still studying.
I myself know that's enough to say the girl is crazy.
Ah, yeah.
But Larry doesn't. He's just like.
Sie ist spinnen,
No.
is what you would say.
Google Translate spits out the woman is broken.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Spinnen is crazy.
Oh, there's some nice.
Larry, you come upon a massive sort of blockage of ice.
I think, according to the book, I asked the soldier to escort, Elisar.
And he went down with Larry.
I don't think he likes me after I told him to stop running on the generator. Even though that I was perfectly reasonable to do so.
I don't have any good ways to get him rid of this. You got anything for this, Luce?
Lucy shrugs his shoulder. Encore, big smile. Picks up Benoy. Alright, buddy. I have an idea.
Oh god, what are they doing?
Oh God, what are you doing?
Oh god, what are you doing?
I'm curious. I want to watch.
Encore is going to jump up and grab this icicle from up here and just kind of snap it off. And he's going to touch it. His hand's going to flash. He's going to hand it over to Unknown. All right, buddy, you know what we're going to do, right?
He holds it above his head!
Char!
Smash!
Encore is going to hold Unknown like a bat, and Unknown's going to hold the icicle like a bat, and the cat's going to be holding on. for dear
Roll
life.
power +5.
The cat is holding.
Wham! And then just an echoing wham! Wham! Wham!
Elisar is
as all
going
of the
to,
ice
like,
falls down.
Elisar's gonna like reach over, pick up these notes, and as soon as he picks them up, he's gonna hear the noise. He's just gonna look at like Val like wide-eyed. And he's gonna put them back down again.
I was just gonna be like, whoa, whoa!
That wasn't me. I did not do that.
Tectonic shifting. What's going on?
Hang on here. Elisar's just gonna pick up the notes, pocket them real quick. He's just gonna run back.
See, Goose, you were worrying for nothing. I'm perfectly safe at this.
Who was that? Who did that?
She's gonna put both of her hands on Seiko's shoulders and just be like, "You're not leaving my sight."
You just hear echoing down the tunnel from Larry. Encore, I meant quietly.
It was quiet.
What the hell are you thinking down there? We need to be quiet.
Sorry!
Come on, my sister. We have our deaths to walk to.
Elisar's just gonna like
You lord.
huff.
Hey, Encore, you think you can do it more?
Yeah. I have my two best buddies with me.
I point ahead.
I have my two best buddies aside from my siblings. I have Benoy and Marbles.
Excuse me, Val?
I mean,
I just would like to scroll the camera a little bit to the right. I think we found at least one blockage.
Rock.
what in the blazes?
Alright, let's get scrapping.
Yeah.
Grab anything that isn't
That's
necessary for its function.
I'll look down. That's not right in the slightest.
What is... Oh.
That looks like the blockage, right?
Yes. Do you see what's wrong?
It's not quite blocked. From what you told us, the project to expand this place was discontinued. So what the hell is that?
Big hole?
And not one that you remember boring.
I'd say that I do.
Should we seal it, or should we see where it goes?
You should stay away from it, probably.
We're not going
I
in
want to
there.
touch it.
Not today, anyway. Maybe tomorrow. We're getting our scrap. We're getting our electronic shit. We're moving.
That looks juicy.
I'm going with Seiko in case something jumps out of that pit.
I start digging in this pile of scrap.
Give me a scrap roll. One scrap. Larry, you do hear more like rattling through the pipes.
And, there's something down here with us.
I heard it once before as well.
That's why we're getting it fast and moving on.
Lucy's gonna use the Millie Scouter and just take some pictures of the entrance.
Oh well. Angry pipes, hole in the wall. You know, I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this. Just the
Did we
strangest
seal that
of
before we leave?
feelings.
hello, good
drop
morning.
Val into the fifth.
Good fucking hello.
This thing just kind of opens its mouth, and there is just a spray of water, maybe? Mist? Something along those lines. And you drop Val into the fifth. And Elisar, you just hear the, "Ooh, what the devil is that?" Bella is going to take 4 points of frostbite.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Yeah, that's halfway to death.
Larry, something's starting to crawl out of the pipes down towards you.
Oh, fuck that.
Hello, big boy. Hello, little guy.
I was
Based on the commotion behind me, you're not alone.
just about to get everyone to place bets to see if they've already been moving to position to cut us off.
They have.
Oh great, well I won that bet real fast. Let's get dirty, shall we?
Cat's gonna run at it and try to slash it to pieces.
Okay. As you do so, from a hole in the wall, not a hole in the wall, a pipe in the wall, another head pokes its way out
That one's bigger.
and is going to spray more air at you.
Oh, shit.
Okay, they have a tactical advantage on us. As the kids say, let's skedaddle.
Hey, Tali, can I double or nothing that?
You double or nothing it. It seems to be... It's rather slow, honestly, as it slithers around and tries to dodge it. Really, more what you use this double or nothing for is avoiding the spray of cold air that comes out of the mouth of this one. As you punch it in the back of the head and deal 2 damage.
I see. Okay.
Well, first things first. Just gonna double check something real quick. Yep, okay. I open the door, I see another one. Okay, moving on. Looks like we're gonna blast our way out of this. So it's only gonna be 100-ish feet and a big old bop.
Right. Nice, okay. So, again, this electricity kind of rampages through the body of this thing, and you see it light up a lattice work on the wall as it also ignites a bunch of the pipes. It takes 3.
And then retreat.
Slowly but surely, they start wriggling their way out towards the area.
It's so long.
This one that you notice, Larry, it opens up its maw, and there's just a as it sprays some sort of very cold air at you.
I'm gonna do something funky. Can I counter by blowing cigar smoke at him? Cigarette smoke at him with a place with a mod?
That's fucking great.
Seriously, countering the breath attack with your own breath attack.
Okay, just sparking through the air, you ignite a Haman shield with your smoke. None of it gets on you.
You like being cold, huh? Cold air, that's your trick?
Head up, much more around everything, and it's going to spray down from above in sort of a cone. Yeah, that's gonna hit everyone!
Oh shit.
Except for Val. Val's in the 5th.
Oh, I have a great idea. Seiko is going to pull her out of her canteen and splash the water inside into the air in the path of the air, so that the water freezes and acts as a windbreak.
I'm gonna have Encore come up. Some of these rivets might be loose. Encore is going to try and pull up this rung here of steel, and going blanky mode is going to cover up all the siblings.
You're gonna turn Lucy and the siblings into a burrito of steel?
I'm also gonna spend a Goose Bizarre Field point
Yo!
to amplify your roll with a +6, as Encore, you'll notice Unknown's gonna jump off of your head, leap up onto the bit of steel, go over, and smash the ice spike into its skull.
Yeah! Goose, does Unknown, put all of the force into a singular point, almost like a one-directional We'll call it a smash. A smash?
I mean, it does smash really hard. I don't know about that 1 point thing. You're not really correct.
Damn.
Darn. I
liked your idea there, Duncan. That was actually really cool.
Yeah, regardless, you rolled a 21.
Yeah.
Encore, you were able to curl up and... Ooh, that's cold metal, but you block everything from getting on Elisar, Seiko, Goose, and Lucy. And Unknown just stabs the ice spike into its head. Everyone else would notice as it just shrivels up.
That's such a good way to use it.
Seiko, you would feel something cold on your back.
Slowly turns around. Goose!
Yeah, I see.
Now would probably be a good time to run.
I'm gonna whip a d20 at this one on his fucking gullet.
You launch the die down its throat and you just... It just swallows it. You hear it crunching and a sort of a lump goes down along its vine-like body. And...
Move now! Was busy!
It's really fucking cold. Both you and Goose are going to take 4 points of frostbite.
Oh,
I suggest we follow Larry's instructions. I think trying to scrap anything down here at this point before we clear out the frostbitten is a bad idea.
I agree with that. Charge spin, pick up the small.
Squeak! Seems proud.
And is gonna go over here, jetting around where Val is at the 5th. And is gonna go below the spike. And is going to kind of like Superman launch himself into the air, grabbing the spike, and bringing it down on this thing's head like a guillotine.
You smash it into this thing's head like a spike. It's almost pinned to the wall. It takes...
Alright, let's go. Encore, while you're up there, make sure it doesn't breathe on you or the smalls. It might have something to do with supercooling some kind of liquid it has stored inside of itself, trying to freeze us over, make us easy prey.
Yeah, you're correct. You're very correct.
Hee-hoo! Let's go!
I'll drop the Phantom. Elisar, can you roll me bravery, please?
Oh no!
Oh no.
Bye, Elisar.
Oh no!
Elisar, you're shaken.
Ay.
Dawns on you at this moment, slowing us down to make us easier prey. As you just slowly turn back towards the hole in the wall.
Please!
There's a really big ones in there.
Please!
And see something starting to come out.
Oh!
I love this thing.
The Glutton. That's a fun name.
I fold my fingers together and wait to initiate retreat on my turn.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
I'm gonna put it on this one up here. It has a bizarre field of 4.
Oh fuck.
You said to make us easy prey. But not their prey.
What do you
Is what's
mean?
going to be preying on us.
Oh my god.
Oh!
Oh!
Jesus Christ.
Amy, I think you're going to want to use your secondary to run.
You don't say. Look at that health bar.
You know what? I think I want to introduce this one to fucking Howard.
You should have that dynamite on you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, I'm gonna close this place in. I do not care anymore about this rail currently.
The rail belongs to it. At this point.
We're getting frostbite. We're gonna get slower.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
So we begin running now before we collect any more stacks of frostbite. Remember, before you start running, you can take part of your turn 2 HP to reduce your frostbite by 1.
It's a free action.
It's a free
Indeed.
action.
Awesome.
Awesome.
It is a free action.
Do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna drop my HP
Okay,
by
you take
1.
2 damage, but your frostbite goes down by 1.
That's not the wind. That's not the wind. That's not the wind.
You're right about there. whip out another die. Sister needs protecting, shooting one at this one.
As you shoot at it, its head turns back towards you and it spits back out your die at you, coated in this just freezing cold air. It pierces right through the die that you flick at it and impacts your hand. You take 4 points of frostbite.
Your lord.
Hey, fuck this thing.
That's how I
This
die.
thing.
I'm going to drag Goose in the fold as well. I'm going to spend a plots point. I'm going to say that I did the same thing that I did when I was out rescuing Murphy, and I had a kettle of boiling water waiting for us in the fold.
Ah, excellent.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna pour Goose and I'm gonna pour Val a cup of hot water to
This is her turn next. She's gonna stumble over.
yeah.
Both take it.
Yeah, we need to get out of here. While he's doing that, he's also going to glance around to see if he sees anything out of the ordinary in the fold.
Give me a brains roll, and I will lower both of their frostbite by 2. Okay, Elisar, now that you're in the fold, focusing on the tunnel itself becomes a lot easier. You look around looking for anything out of place. Is there pock marks all over the walls of this tunnel? Like little pinprick holes just perforating the whole thing. On the ceiling, on the walls, everywhere.
Ones that I didn't notice before.
Yes.
Elisar's going to look to the other two. Alright. I'm going to open up a gateway ahead of us. I don't think it's safe for us to stay in here.
I mean, it's certainly not safe to stay out there.
Less so in here, I think. Look at the holes. They're all around us, and you didn't notice them before, did you? Not until we entered the fold.
Yeah, something's weird about those.
Yes, I've been in the fold plenty of times before, and I've never seen marks that look like that before. I think something else is occupying this space, aside from us.
Goose is gonna pull out a pin from her pocket. Looks like a little happy face. Puts it on her lapel. She starts smiling. She starts running. She doesn't seem happy. She's gonna pop through. Val is going to do the same. Both of
Val,
them can get here.
I suggest you try to grit and bear it. We need to get out of here as quickly as possible, even if it's uncomfortable. Just try to move as fast as you can. I'm going to suggest Val take the damage, reduce some of that frostbite.
Okay. She will reduce her frostbite by 2, and she'll take 4.
Right.
Goose is gonna step through and just deal with it. Seiko, she's now there next to you. I'm gonna plots point something as Goose. She took an extra cup from Elisar. She pulled some hot water out to Seiko.
Seiko accepts it.
You can lower your frostbite by 2.
Alright. Thank you, sis.
Keep it together. Larry, I'm gonna spend a bizarre field point to take an action.
Oh.
Okay. Here we go.
What you're gonna see is that more start coming through the pipes. A hell of a lot more.
2 big ones at least. There's another.
3 of them are going to start spraying towards you, Larry.
4. Great. I could try the same Haman trick.
Again, spray from 3 different directions comes in on you. You're able to dissipate most of it. You still take 3 points of frostbite. On top of that, you will see that the one at the end of the tunnel sprays down at the ground here.
Fucker.
As it creates a massive ball of ice.
Fucker.
This guy is going to move.
That's faster than I thought it was.
That's faster than.
That's really
Fast. We're doing the
Hey,
thing.
does anyone have like
We're
does anyone
doing
have
the
any
thing.
B-nades or maybe like a water bolt that we can use?
Act 2, we are doing the thing.
Yeah.
I am getting off the track. Everyone up the stairs, follow me.
Yeah, you got it.
I gotta use my action to run.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little farther by you spending my free action early and taking 4 points of damage for getting rid of 2 frostbite before I moved.
Okay.
You know what? I'll spend a resolve. resolve here is they're not dealing health damage, they're dealing fucking frostbite. I need another action. I'm fucking shotgunning this guy.
Okay.
That's exploding!
Mary's not fucking around.
You pop its head like a grape, and you watch it shrivels back into the wall. A spray is gonna come down towards Seiko, Goose, Val, and Elisar.
Yeah, no. Fuck right off. I pulled a fucking flare gun out of my bag and shoot it in the mouth.
Okay.
I forgot I
That's
gave you that.
rad. When did you get
really-
that?
That's cool.
A while ago.
Look at the flare gun that I picked
Right.
up.
Okay. Yeah.
With any hope, he's going to deter it.
Yeah. Add an extra D6 onto your roll. We're gonna summon Mother.
And Mom's gonna
Mama
beat the
gonna
shit out.
Mama gonna beat the shit out of you.
Mama gonna knock you out.
Mother's gonna appear in front and hold up the carrot and brace with durability, igniting the air with the flare gun just again, right down the gullet. The spray is almost entirely blocked by Mother. None gets on Val, a little gets on you. You're gonna take 3 points of frostbite. Goose is gonna take 7.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, no, I'm going to spend 6 points of health to drop 3 levels of frostbite.
Goose is gonna drop 8 levels and take 16.
Oh.
Honestly, smart.
Big.
See?
Hi, that's me.
Big boy. Let's see, can I make it?
Oh.
Yeah, I can.
Eh. Hi. Good morning.
Hello there, buddy. Its maw opens wide, and then its mouth opens wide, and then its mouth opens wide!
Lovely. I love it.
Lucy, I'm engaging savior mechanics.
Oh, I see.
It is going to try and eat you alive!
As this thing goes to chomp down, both Numb and Encore are going to do the thing with, like, keeping the mouth pried open. Like
Okay.
the superhero pried open thing.
Gotcha.
It's so stupid what I can do, but it's such a dumb hunch.
Val's gonna run forward. Family Affair is going to punch the rail on the ground and have it go up and hit the jaw of this thing.
This,
Lovely.
So it just goes into its
great.
mouth.
That's great. Okay. Can I take everyone through my weird fucked up thought process?
Uh-huh.
This is the only time I've seen something like this have a very stark physical effect while in the fold. Tali, can you describe the pockmarks to me a little bit more specifically? Are they dents?
Little
or are they
holes.
Little holes.
Little holes.
Like diameter of like a coin?
That's a very good description, yes.
I want to go out on an insane hunch here. I want to pour boiling water into one of the holes.
Oh.
So, Elisar, I want you to roll brains.
Yes! Yes! Let's go!
You could resolve right.
So much boiling water in the hole. Hang on, let me think. Let me actually weigh. Already taking the action to pour the water. I think this might just be intel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with it.
Okay. You look down at the holes in the ground. All are seemingly the same diameter. And then you spot one that's a different size. And you being the scientific men that you are, that's weird, that's peculiar. So you
That's
pour the water
incongruous.
down that one. Can you roll me 8d6, please?
Huh?
Now this is where I might spend the resolve. There's a 6 there. I'm gonna resolve the ones and the 2. Spending one
you also
resolve.
have a cat.
Equals 35. I think Elisar is beating my
35,
record of
what's that?
42.
Plus a
Yep.
d6!
The power in my
I love my little
hand!
cat.
Oh
I love
Unlimited
my little kitty
power! Boiling water trick, yes. Right.
Elisar is T.
Kill
Killing
the T-cis.
So, what happens here? Elisar, you just like, Lucifer, from your perspective, oh fuck, this thing's about to bite down on you. Your hand, it's in its mouth, it's chomping down. Numb and Encore can't possibly hold on to it. Even the electrocution's doing nothing. What's that rumbling sound?
Okay.
Oh, fuck. As basically just a wave of probably like lukewarm water at this point just comes rampaging down its maw and spills out over the whole room.
Are
it
you
takes
kidding me?
54 points of damage.
That's what it's doing. That is
It
so...
shudders, it shrieks, and it backs up ever so slightly.
Thank you, Elisar. What the fuck?
Elisar, in the fold, not really hearing or seeing anything, is like, that is peculiar.
Holy shit.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
there's
be
still
honest,
one
I
here.
forgot about you in the tunnel. That would attack you. You are right.
It also is reacting like, what the fuck's going on
You
over
wouldn't
here?
notice it like wiggle like all over, and then it kind of like slices back down the hallway using its head as a mace. It seems to not be thinking very straight.
So just come on, shotgun him.
Hey, look, grape.
That was weird.
Yes. Hole.
Big hole.
You want to go in?
Of all the ways to accident yourself into the solution, I can't fucking believe.
It was no accident, Tali.
Yeah.
It was no accident. I deduced it. With my mind.
Good on you, Val. Good work.
Really crooked
Lucy,
smile.
Encore special. Just like the lucky one, is going to jump up on this spike and is gonna lob it into the mouth of this one here so that it doesn't go after Val or anybody.
Okay.
Rock.
Shoved back into the pipes.
I don't like these things. I don't like these things. I don't like these things. I like that, Lucy. I am scared. Me too.
Reasonably. Squeak.
Oh, are these things just one big fucking creature?
You know, I was about to think that myself. You're correct. It's all one thing.
Yeah, action the dash.
Elisar is just gonna kind of like raise my brow as he's gonna go over to the hole again and just kind of like he's gonna shine his flashlight into it. Let's watch the water disappear.
You look down it and it's icy. It's like a tunnel of ice. It's about maybe like 4 inches in diameter.
I have to figure out whether the hell these are later. I'm just gonna step out of the fold and close it behind him. Yeah, why did I need water? I still have a glass left.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
Alright, here you go.
Thank you.
Oh dear, it's still coming after us. Oh! He's just gonna run.
I'm gonna use Goose's turn to back away as Mother takes its carrot and just kind of whips it at these guys. 6 damage. Okay, go, 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 go.
Off the rails, off the rails.
And back. Val, who is definitively on the rails. She looks at the like chattering teeth of this massive creature. How tempted I am to study the insides of such a beast.
Val, what the fuck?
Trust me on this one. I think it's gonna be fun. She pulls out a stick of dynamite.
Well, no!
I see.
Keep going, I'll catch up. And she's going to try and shove the stick of dynamite down its throat.
They have a genius demolitionist at work here, ladies and gentlemen. We should leave her.
She manages to tiptoe, shove it in. As it's chattering, it goes to bite her hand off. She definitely dodges back out of the way. All right, you have fun with that. And she's gonna turn around and keep running. Larry?
Is she off
She is
the
off
rails?
the rails, yes.
Fantastic. 530.
You hear down the tunnel, choo 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 choo, from Act 2.
Alright, let's get you back to a little bit more energy. That'll be 120.
Yeah, basically.
What am I rolling for this?
86.
First things first.
I think everyone else would just hear the rumbling of something coming through, and then the crash as it smashes through this ice. Goose, Lucy, Val, all of you just feel the wind go over the back of your hair as something slams into the front of this thing's nose.
No, it's a wind tunnel.
And the TNT detonates at the same time. The cart full on just like vanishes down its throat as it takes 32 points of damage.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't staring down that hole anymore. I would have had my head blown clean off. I'm going to, it's gonna monologue that those holes are the other end of this thing.
You're correct.
What the fuck is this thing's song? I need to know.
Millie comes over onto the communications device, and you'll hear, "Okay, thank goodness I finally got a good signal. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
I've been analyzing what you guys have been sending me, although I'm only getting half the picture. Big?
Big.
Teeth.
Really big.
Big teeth! I think I'm gonna need a new classification for this thing. Let's see here. It doesn't seem too complicated. That's good. But what it does, it's really good at. It slows you down until you can't move, and then it tries to eat you. I don't know what was up with all of the water gushing out of it, though. Alisar, you did something.
Let me actually tell you about that. While in our three dimensions of space, it may seem really big, but it's actually really itty-bitty.
Interesting. I was going to say what we're seeing is almost like a projection of it over and over, like it's all tied together in this tunnel like one big plant, maybe? What we learned about the nature of the frostbitten has given me some ideas, but if you're saying that it's really itty-bitty, I don't know if this classification's right then. Well,
What's
whatever.
the smallest one that we have? Just like, just give it to ironically, though I wouldn't want to give anybody the wrong idea if they were just going over the data.
I don't think we should do that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Class, Glacier. Designation, Watchdog Water Dragons.
That I'm just a jar, drifting by the tide, and I hope that a star will lift me to reside in the hands of a single soul that can relate to these scrawlings. My fingers cold still can make by the force that drives the call to my clockwork. That's good stats.
Big guy.
Watchdog water dragon.
Such a cool. Cause this is a fucking cool art.
So, interestingly enough, it's going to float forward, and just growing down, shaking its head off from all of this. Val's ready to punch back at it, ready to hit it with anything she's got. And it goes right past her. Right at Lucy.
Yeah, bruh.
And there's a moment where Val goes, "Wait, what?"
Excuse?
And Lucy, I'm gonna be activating savior mechanics on you.
Motherfucker!
I know this feels really targeted, Jared, but I swear to God there's a reason.
Tali, this is why me and you have beef.
I don't have beef, I'm sorry!
Okay, here we
She
go.
don't got beef, she got chicken.
If it's able to get to you, it rolls a 5d6 attack to attempt to devour you. Val is going to spend her loading point. You really don't give a shit, do you? Pay attention to me, ugly! And from below, she's going to clock it in the jaw. I'm going to use the learning point. Family Affair can now bend anything that's touching metal as well.
Oh, that's fun.
So she's going to try and bend its mouth away from you. So that'll give you a +5.
Can I use my ability to try to fold it back into itself again to make it to make it its true size?
Encore. is going to take this large jagged spike that he found on the wall. Hey, look, free giant spike. And is gonna knock it down. He's going to shove it through this thing's mouth using his ability, and I'm going to use a Bizarre Field to amplify. You see this thing, it goes through the bottom of the jaw, and through one of the teeth, and through another teeth, and through another teeth. There's a lot of teeth in its way. As Encore just shoves this thing into the mouth, trying to keep it away from killing brother.
Protect brother. Perhaps what Encore is doing is sort of like the polar opposite, the inverse of what Nom does. Rather than putting things within like a stasis, it's perhaps he's destabilizing them somehow. Quantum destabilization, baby.
Gonna have to say no. That is not what Encore does.
Okay. I have no idea either.
What he does. He just says he uses his power and it just
That's
rolls
too many
power.
big words as he shoves in the Okay, good.
Okay. Oh my god. That guy's got a really good hand in poker though.
I've got 2 resolve. I'll spend 1.
Fuck you.
I've got 1 resolve. I'll spend it.
Shut the get away. Go away. Stop.
Trying to kill Jared.
Okay. Ooh.
Alright, buddy.
You rolled a 26. You were doing pretty good.
It tries, and it fails, and Elisar, you tried to fold it, right?
Make that boy tiny.
Well, that's weird.
Oh,
That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right at all.
I think I might have screwed
What are
something
you
up.
looking at? Oh god, what is
I don't want to
that?
look at it anymore. I'm getting a headache.
You just put them back.
It looks
I
more
think I
like
might
a
have-
fleshy tubby hole, is what you
I
see
think I
now.
might have just made it Ouroboros itself. Let's use this as an opportunity to slip out the back.
That sounds interesting. Encore's actually going to be standing outside on this device. Lucy is gonna put both of his hands over his steel ball and he's going to max out his spin.
Okay.
It's distracted. Let's hurry up and get out of here. I like to initiate a retreat.
I'll second that.
It will start to fold back as Belle's gonna run past it, just like, nope, 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 nope.
Yeah, you're gonna have to run. I'm gonna try to keep it sandwiched.
All right.
Just gonna really concentrate. Back in you go. Alright, this way. Elisar's gonna motion everyone to go past him. Come on, run.
You have to find a way to trap this thing
I'll bring
in
up
here.
the rear.
I don't like this thing finding its way out into
I've got more
Eso-Tiller.
dynamite, but that completely ruins our plan of getting back the shuttles.
Bend
You
down
know
and
what?
hold
There's
down.
another one within driving distance. Throw him
Yes.
at Encore.
Yes.
Catch, buddy! She tosses a whole, like, wrapped up 6-pack of dynamite.
Encore grabs it like a dog catching a frisbee.
You see it turn back. It's not happy. Its teeth are clicking.
Sandwich it again.
Encore is going to skitter upside the side of this wall here, up towards the top, and using his ability on the dynamite. Wow, this is incredibly dangerous. Otherwise, hello, good morning. Is going to just shove the stick of dynamite into the wall.
Okay.
Wow, that was clean. How did that get in there so quickly? Encore is then going to jump down here, crash onto this thing, and just kind of swing around. And he's just gonna politely. He's gonna politely close the door.
As everyone's running, I like to imagine that Val just slowly is getting, like, in front of people as she hurriedly runs away from dynamite. Just like, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that.
Plot point, you see Encore also has a lighter in his mouth.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, let's just...
You see, also as you're running, you're seeing Larry, who's waiting here. He's not actually waiting. He is hurriedly trying to disconnect this fuel cell from anything that it might be connected to. We're not leaving empty-handed.
Goose is just gonna be like, oh, for fuck's sake, come on, man.
Alright,
Can I just rolling girl power lift this shit?
Oh dear.
You can help Larry.
Hang on 1 second. Encore starts doing like I Maestro, like counting time. And
Alistar is going to place a gateway into the 5th over this entrance, so the blast doesn't kill all of us.
And my favorite part. Boom.
Boom. An explosion rocks the entire tunnel. We'll see as rocks fall and block off your sight of Watchdog Water Dragons. Just its smiling face, the last thing you see before rocks fall down.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, almost disconnected and...
Oh, for heaven's sake, here! Val's just gonna smack it with Family Affair and break off the connections on the wall.
I was gonna try to save you the work of fixing those connections,
I'd
but
rather
here we go.
save fixing
Grab
this
one
than
and
fixing
grab
the
another.
goddamn neck.
You're wasting your strength. Alistar's going to slip a piece of paper underneath one side of it and fold it into the piece of paper.
Excellent, that works.
Alright, we've got it. Let's get out of here.
Let's
Gonna fucking go over the side of this like a badass.
Same. We're jumping down.
So Goose!
Yeah.
So Goose, how was your first mission with us?
I saved your ass, didn't I?
Yeah, you're looking pretty rough yourself.
I'm just cold, I'll be fine.
Oh, I'm still gonna die when I try to stop and catch my breath.
And in case you're wondering, yes, it is like this every time.
Oh, are there frostbitten literally everywhere?
Stairs.
Comedy.
Wow.
That's the biggest mouth I've ever seen.
I don't think you're gonna beat it in an eating competition.
I already remember my
Oh
weird
my
spell.
god. That's the end of night 4. Next time we'll come back for day 5.
Give it up for day 5.
Mission,
Oh,
get
man.
tunnel pack. Crossed off sheet. Mission, don't die in tunnel collapse. Circle. Oh my god. You know, I had a little bet going with Kat and Wesley as to whether or not you guys were gonna launch the shuttle into its mouth. I'm very happy you did.
Art.
You ready to see this fucking monstrosity?
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yes, give me this
Okay,
beautiful
so,
fucking art. Oh my God.
this is actually a redraw. I wanted to make it better because the original kind of looked like a penis.
Nothing.
I'll show you the original
well,
after.
surprise.
I also made the original in like half an hour before the first session, just in case.
Ain't nothing wrong with a monster looking a little panicular.
It is a little panicular. So,
Look at the
I believe also what we had today is some map icons that I made, which I'm really happy with how they're turning out. They're pretty
Yeah, they're
cool.
great.
Yeah, they really.
Here's the Swikle. Here's Defend Atlantis.
Yeah.
So marketable and perfect for pins almost.
Here is Bird.
Planet.
Here is
Planet.
Lucky One.
Bird.
Here's House of Dreams.
I like lucky ones.
Here's Watchdog Water Dragons.
Oh my god.
It almost looks like he's
He's
happy,
a happy
but...
guy. Fuck. I should have snipped the conversation where me, Ken, and Wesley were talking about how canonically him and Howard are gay for each other.
It is the gay thoughts eel.
It's Howard's wife. Anyway.
Amy, you made a joke about it, but you didn't even know it was right.
It's truth. It's truth. So here is the hole in the wall.
Yeah, this is so good.
So my concept for this guy came around when I was thinking of, wouldn't it be really neat if there was a monster that was behind giant pits in the wall? It's like way down there, and the only way to damage it is to like shoot something down the hole. Yeah, anyway, thanks, Duncan. Just melted it. Here's it coming out.
Pee in the hole.
Yeah.
Having the POV
Here's how I
art.
set up the map so you guys didn't accidentally see them. They were on the token layer the whole time.
Oh, cool.
I was using dynamic lighting against you guys. And here's the water dragon. It's a big art.
It's long.
Tube.
It's true. The big one.
The big one.
Yeah, look at
Damn! It's chunky.
Tali, I really gotta say, this is such a cool monster. I love this thing.
You could squish his head like a grape.
I did on the smaller ones.
I folded him like sandwich. Ooh.
Glacier. Still not the biggest.
As well as you
I'm gonna have
guys
to
saw
kill
some
this
other
at
fun
some
stuff.
point.
Yeah.
So here is this is technically an art I did. Technically. Today.
Shout out to science.
That's cool.
Yeah, we got things
and here's
done.
the blueprints of the Eso-Tiller shuttle loop. I had a lot of fun drawing this.
I love how you actually have scientific cellular fucking photos. That was great.
I knew you guys went into science.
I can't wait till we get to the corkscrew of doom, apparently.
You still gotta deal with the water dragon.
It's technically not dead. Technically. And then there were some other map icons of monsters you've already encountered, which I will show here because Mikey so nicely told me that you guys were looking through my deets. Not that I didn't know you would look. A lot of art today.
Very nice.
Thanks,
I have to rewatch this episode like 3 or 4 times to try to figure out what happened in science, because I was like, I could be zoning in and trying to help keep track of this, but I would be interrupting every single time trying to ask questions, and I'm letting them have fun. So I forced myself to zone out through most of it.
Yeah, that's fine.